It's no secret Kansas City has a crime problem. In the last decade, we've seen some of the city's deadliest and most violent years, and we've watched as community groups, police, and prosecutors alike have tried to curb crime and stop the violence, with some success. But the struggle to address root causes, to change those trends and save lives, is a real one.
I know how we got here, but it is no longer an excuse. We must be better.
Enter Jackson County Prosecutor Melissa Johnson, who promised a fresh approach when she took office in January. The first black woman elected to the post, Johnson says she's working to retool how Jackson County combats crime, focusing not just on accountability, but prevention and rehabilitation. That's where we start our conversation today. Before you took office, we talked a lot about your approach to curbing crime, what you wanted to do in this office, taking a holistic approach, but you also pledged to prosecute more cases. And I'm curious, now that you're here, what does that look like?
It looks like making sure that we are focusing on the harm and the violence and the property crime and the devastation that we do see in our community. If you follow our social media pages or track any of our press releases, we are not shy or bashful about the accountability that we are able to garner in this office. We are getting strong sentences, we are getting higher bonds, and we're even creatively charging more offenses that may not have customarily been charged. Things like desecration of a grave site, looking at predatory towing, things of that nature that really touches a broad swath of our community. But we are also not turning a blind eye to the need for restorative justice and the need for holistic approaches and the need for healing and service deployment in our community as well. That's why we're still doing criminal mediations through some of our diversion programs. We do still have mental health court, drug court. We need both and all of the above, not either or. It's not going to be a one-size-fits-all approach to reducing crime in our neighborhood. We need accountability, we need incarceration, but we also do have to continue to help people.
Does that mean not prosecuting certain cases?
It can. It can, where one of our diversion opportunities is appropriate, whether it be New Start, mental health court, drug court, etc., because we will need to start focusing on what is going to restore an individual for the long run. Listen, 6 out of 7 people that are sentenced to prison will be returning home. How do we reduce the likelihood that they reoffend? Because Missouri has one of the highest recidivism rates in this entire country because we don't have that mindset. And not making those investments in reentry and social services, we're paying the price for it right now. And so it absolutely has to mean providing resources for lower level offenses when appropriate. But if a person has been given numerous opportunities before to clear their record or participate in a diversion program, we can't give out 1,000,001 chances, but we do have to continue to give out chances.
You listed many issues facing Kansas City and Jackson County right now. What's your main priority right now?
All crime is important to us because it affects people in different ways. But I would have to say domestic violence continues to be at the top of my priority list. I mean, last year, I think we had about 1 in 12 homicides that had a domestic violence nexus or correlation. This year, we've seen 1 in 3 already. And so that uptick, looking at the different opportunities in our system, where we might have dropped the ball on previous cases and really trying to take a holistic approach at how we can address those issues.
What have you changed? What policies did you not agree with in the past administration that you said we need to do something about that?
Well, we are charging all drug distribution cases in this office right now. My predecessor, and please understand, I completely get why that policy was put into place, the racial disparities amongst those being charged with nonviolent drug offenses. And so we have continued that policy as it pertains to lower level possession cases, really trying to get those individuals help. But drug distributors, in my opinion, they need to be charged. We have to cut off the distribution of illicit substances off at the faucet and make sure that drug distributors know that that type of conduct will not be tolerated, especially as fentanyl continues to affect our community. We have gave our crime Strategies Unit a bit of a makeover. Prior to me taking office, it was housed by analysts to make sure that we are tracking the work that we do and enabling us to communicate with the community. But that unit now has more attorneys that are looking at what we are calling high impact offenders. You've reported on it, you've seen it. The individual that has 7 to 10 things in their criminal history that seem like lower level offenses, but in the aggregate definitely have a resounding effect on our community. And so we're really looking at creative and innovative ways to hold those individuals accountable outside of the municipal prosecution system and seeing how we can elevate those offenses to the felony level so that we can attach felony consequences.
You're really kind of widening the net of the CSU.
Yes, correct. And community engagement is a huge component of the Crime Strategies Unit. We are working directly with different business and entertainment districts to figure out who the frequent flyers are so that we can prioritize our resources. Listen, this office cannot prosecute every single misdemeanor. This office does not prosecute customarily offenses or property damage that fall under the $750 threshold, but there are ways that we can be creative. We are distributing a trespass notice to business owners so that they can trespass an individual without police involvement, because we all do know that response times due to resources are still somewhat constrained. We are taking a bigger push at victim advocacy in this office. We've even started a clothing closet in our office, especially for domestic violence victims. Sometimes something as small as what do I wear can be a hurdle or prevent somebody from wanting to cooperate with a very difficult and convoluted system. Well, we have clothes on site for you right now. And so those are some of the tweaks that we have made. We are continuing to pour our resources into Save KC, but we're also looking at how can we replicate the focused deterrent strategy over to domestic violence as well so that we can get in front of some of these cases before it is too late.
For someone who doesn't know what focused deterrence is, shed the light on that.
Yes, it is a strategy designed to focus on the 10% of people that are causing about 90% of the crime in our community, violent crime especially. And Save KC is focused on group-oriented violent crime, figuring out, okay, who are the groups, who are the leaders in those groups, and let's invite them to a call-in where they can hear from a series of speakers. At the last call-in, I even spoke and made sure that they understood, listen, you might want to change your life before it's too late, because once your case lands in this office, we will handle it accordingly and we will make sure that we hold you accountable.